You know how sometimes you read something that seems super simple, just totally straightforward, only to find out it's hiding this huge secret? Well, get ready because we're about to crack open a short, sweet poem about riding a bike that has a massive twist you will not see coming. First, just take a second and look at this. I want you to tap into that memory. The wind in your face, the world blurring past, your feet off the pedals, that feeling of pure, weightless joy, like you're flying. That exact feeling is where this whole story kicks off. And here we go. These are the opening lines from the poet H.C. Beeching. He just nails that moment, doesn't he? That split second of perfect balance, total focus, a heedful mind, right before you let go and gravity just takes over. It's so calm, but it's buzzing with energy. All right, so first up, let's just take this poem at face value. This is the version most of us probably know, right? A simple, beautiful celebration of having fun. And Beeching gets so specific about this feeling. He's not working, his feet are up, he's in total control, his hands are still, and as the world just rushes by, he gets this incredible feeling of freedom. He even compares himself to a bird, like he's flying too. It's just pure, unfiltered joy. So how does he do that? How does he make us feel like we're right there on that bike with just a couple of lines? Well, it turns out he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, a whole poet's toolkit. First up is a tool you definitely know, even if the name sounds a little fancy, onomatopoeia. These are just sound effect words, like bang or buzz or whoosh, words that sound exactly like the thing they're describing. They pull you right into the scene. And the one he uses in the poem is perfect, whirring. I mean, you can almost hear the spin of the wheels on the pavement just from that one word. It adds a whole layer of sound to that feeling of speed. Next, Beeching uses some really powerful imagery. And this isn't just about describing what something looks like, it's about using words that light up all your senses, sight, sound, feeling, to paint this incredibly vivid picture right inside your head. For example, get this line. The world isn't just passing by. He says the landscape reels. What a word choice. That one word gives you this dizzying, thrilling feeling, like everything is spinning around you as you're just rocketing down this hill. And finally, he uses a technique that's super simple but incredibly effective, repetition. Sometimes the best way to make a point or build some momentum is just to say something twice. He doesn't just say the wheels are moving fast, he says they fly swiftly, swiftly. That repetition, it feels like the bike is actually accelerating on the page, right? It just gets faster and faster. Okay, so we've got a beautiful, clever poem about the pure joy of a bike ride. A perfect, self-contained little story, right? Well, hold on, because this is where the whole thing takes a very sharp turn. Is that really all there is to it? Just a happy little poem about being young and free? The answer, as you probably guessed by now, is a huge no. Because here are the final lines of the poem, the ones that, for some reason, often get left out. And bam, suddenly we're talking about endings. He says, alas, every great downhill ride has to end in a valley. But then he hits us with this. The only way to get those wings, to get that feeling of flight, is to first climb the hill with toil. And that one idea changes everything. This isn't just the end of the poem. It completely reframes the whole experience. The joy isn't just the happy accident anymore. It's the reward for the hard work. So we have now our two completely different ways to read the exact same poem. Let's actually put them side by side and see just how different they are. So look at this. Reading number one is all about that joyful ride. The core message is freedom, youth, just living in the moment. It feels completely carefree and spontaneous. But then you look at reading number two, and the whole poem transforms into this big metaphor for life. Now the core message is that success is the reward for hard work. The focus isn't on the fun part anymore. It's on the entire cycle, the hard climb up and the amazing ride down. So why do this? Why write a poem with this hidden second meaning? Well, to really understand that, we need to know a little bit more about the man behind the words. See, Henry Charles Beeching wasn't just a poet who liked bikes. He was an ordained clergyman in the Anglican Church. He ended up serving as the Dean of Norwich. And when you know that second reading about earning your reward through hard work suddenly clicks into place, doesn't it? It's not just a life lesson. It sounds an awful lot like a moral or a spiritual teaching. So in the end, this poem isn't really about a bike ride at all. It's about life. Beeching uses this simple, universal thing that we can all connect with to talk about a much deeper, more complex idea: how we navigate the ups and the downs of our own lives. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to think about for our own lives. What do we value more? Is it the golden moments, the effortless joy, that amazing downhill ride? Or is it the struggle, the toil, the hard climb that made that moment of joy possible in the first place? The poem doesn't give us the answer. It just leaves us to think about it.